So basically, this is the first game that I want to talk about and I want to review. This is a Tryndamere game that I hard carried, kind of. Ari helped out a lot. But basically, it was really up to me and Ari. You can see Nami kind of feeding, not doing a whole lot. Nunu not really being as annoying as Nunu should be. Lucian being kind of irrelevant. I have a huge amount of gold. I have 3,000 more than Ari, who's our highest player, except for me. Their highest player was Zaya, who tried to carry really fucking hard. So I have 2,000 more gold than her, and then I have 4,000, exactly 4,000 more than my lane opponent. Basically, here's the breakdown of how it went. We show the graphs. Ari doing work on my team, me not far behind, Nami being Nami, Nunu and Lucian being irrelevant. I did a good job of making sure that Gangplank's damage was pretty minor. And then Ari did the same thing for Kassadin. And then Jax's problem is that he spent so much time camping top lane that he lost out on experience and the money from his camps, just trying to kind of save Gangplank's lane. We're going to look at what happened there. I have this loaded. So basically, I took Flash Ignite, and then Client sucks. And then the Longsword for Little Potion. Gangplank took Teleport, which I feel like you always do in Gangplank. That's trash. So basically, we're level 1 here. I think he should be queuing me just for damage. So I'm just auto attacking the minions just for just to build up Fury and to get gold, and I'm kind of matching him. So I think right now is when I have about 20% crit chance, which is enough for me. He just gave me a free auto. He walked close enough. I'm going to keep autoing him, and I'm going to spin on him. What a lot of people forget with Tryndamere is that Tryndamere's spin actually does a lot of damage. I think it almost always does more than an auto attack's worth of damage. So I basically just got like a free 2.2 auto attacks on him, which is, if we click on his health bar, he's already missing 219 health, and I am full health, which is a pretty big deal. And then I get another attack on him, and I don't go any further. He's not queuing me still. I'm still building up Fury, and here's when I just go in on him. So I get a crit off. Okay, that was crazy. I crit him twice, and then I spin on him, and he flashes, and then he flashes. So I get First Blood level 1, and this is extremely typical. This is something that I've done reliably all the way from like Bronze 2. You can just auto-attack the minions. You usually hit each of the 3 melee minions, the first wave, 1 time each, so you get 3 there, and then you kill them, so you get a total of 60 Fury, which is about 20% Fury or so, and then you can start going all in there, or you can just slowly auto attack and you get 100% Fury, and then you spin on them, and you basically chase them down the lane. And hopefully, if you get at least 1 crit, you can probably ignite, and you might have to use Flash to secure the kill, like I did. And if you get 2 crits, you're basically golden. So I made a mistake here that I did not actually have to. God damn it! I did not actually have to Flash. So I could have just used Ignite, but it was just kind of a mechanical error, which is typical of me. I kind of just, so that 1 crit is huge, and then he doesn't move away. Like, honestly, as a Gangplank player, if you let yourself be in that position where you get 1 crit off, you should just flash. Just flash out. You need to leave. If you've been crit for 130 damage and you're down to 200 or whatever, you need to flash out. You're done for. So then he flashes. I flash auto him. I could have used the Ignite instead. It would have killed him. So then I'm actually pretty full health, and I have my full Fury bar, so I'm totally fine if a gank comes. I'm not at all worried about it. I'm autoing the minions just to push a wave to the turret because I want it to push, and then I back. So then my first back in the situation is almost always a Vampiric Scepter because that will give me sustain in lane, which I don't really need it, but it will allow me just to make mistakes. And what I mean by that is I can basically, and I don't do it right here because the minion wave is huge, but I can fight Gangplank in a minion wave, and I can take damage while dealing damage to him, and then I can go heal it back up. This is not an optimal strategy in high elo, but this is what I do reliably in mid, high silver, etc. So I have my Vampiric Scepter, and he only has the Corrupting Potion because I killed him, and he probably only had 80 gold when he went back, so he couldn't buy anything. I'm at a huge advantage now. We're technically the same level, but I have all these minions here, and then as you can see, Jax is starting to pay attention. I'm going to go in on him again soon. I think pretty much as soon as I get level 4. And I'm just critting him, chasing him down the lane. Jax shows up. I'm avoiding barrels here. They can't do anything to me. I don't have flash, but it's whatever. So the wave's kind of messed up, but I'm trying to get what I can here. So I don't know what they're doing. I'm just healing up here, waiting for him to come back. And then every single time, I'm just going to go on him. If he ever gets that close to me, I'm going in on him. I put a ward in the bush right there because that's the ward I had in my inventory. I want to maintain vision of him while he's walking in the bush so I don't lose vision. I can keep walking towards him. And then I also see he has a ward there, which is kind of secondary. I crit him again. I see that Jax is coming up. He's doing his counter-strike. So he's actually out of range of me because he jumped to Gangplank and he wasn't in range to Q to me. I'm trying to avoid this barrel radius here. And then I spin. I again avoided the barrel. And right now, I can win this 2v1. I have full fury. I have a health advantage. I have an item advantage. And I have ignite. I also have a minion advantage. There's no way I'm losing this 2v1 if they stay. So basically, I'm fucking them both up. I'm just fucking them up. He's going to make a mistake here. He let me get another crit on him. So he has no more Corrupting Potion charges. I'm just autoing the wave. I'm just... Basically what I do... And I actually typed this in chat. I said, Jax, your kid, your Gangplank's going to get dove in here. Because as soon as I hit level 6, I'm diving him. No matter what. I mean, unless, Jax shows up. I mean, unless the only enemy of Tryndamere is crowd control. So, I'm at a level advantage. I'm at an item advantage. I have full health. I have full fury. And I have ignite. And I'm about to hit level 6. And he's nowhere near level 6. So, basically what you want to do is level 1, you want to get that first blood if you can. And then you reset. Then you push the wave to the turret. Before or after you reset. If you can afford to do it before you reset. If you have the health, then great. Then you let it bounce back to you. And then you slow push it all the way to their turret. And then the whole time you're chipping them down like I'm doing this Gangplank. And then when you've cleared all the minions, you're level 6, you've harvested all the experience and all the gold, and they have that huge wave, you dive them and you kill them. So they lose that huge wave. And you're basically, they're done. They're done for. The game's over. Just GG. So he hit level 5. It's whatever. Gotta do this again. So he's under turret. Sometimes what I like to do is I like to auto them and then spin out to try to get a free crit. And again, this goes back to me having the Vampiric Scepter, so I can just heal up. I actually get 2 autos, and then that's huge. That's huge. And then I heal back up, so it's whatever. So I'm level 6 now. He left, which is just... Him leaving is such a high-level play. Because... Well, mainly because I said in all chat I'm going to dive you. But I was going to dive and kill him. So I'm just working on the tower here. This is some, not 200 level IQ shit, but 120 IQ shit. He's done. He's done. He's done. So... Let's look at that again. Basically, I was hiding in the bush. I'm level 6. He's level 5. He has Sheen, which is whatever. Yeah, I use my superior mobility. I just fuck him up. I have to flash on him, and I use ignite. Don't remember why I flashed, but double sums, whatever. So this lane is beyond 1, and this is literally, I've played hundreds of silver games that go exactly like this, whether it's Gangplank, sometimes Aatrox, Riven, if a Fiora is bad, but Fiora's broken as fuck. Darius is one of the most fun champions to do this against. etc. So here we go back to lane. I've gotten at this point a Zeal. So at this point, I'm like unstoppable. I have sustain. I have some attack damage from the vampiric etc. Not a whole lot. Mostly from Tryndamere's Q. I have crit chance, so I start at 20% and then I build up from there to a maximum of 55%. I have attack speed, and then really importantly, I have movement speed from the Zeal, so I can just stick onto this Gangplank. So again, he pushes away from me. This is a huge wave for me. I'm 2 levels above him. So I'm just, and right here, I'm trying to freeze, which is why I dipped into the bush to temporarily drop minion aggro, and you want to try to bounce back and forth so that you basically freeze them in this area. And then the number you need is you need 4 more of the enemy minions than you have minions to freeze it. That's what I'm doing here. But he's also kind of pushing, so I have to kind of match his push. So I have 5 here, so I'm just freezing. I'm just starving him out. So I fucked up there. But basically, I'll just engage on him any opportunity I have. He's just beyond useless for his team. I told my team that Gangplank has level 6. So he's trying to set this up. I think he had one in the bush previously. I'm 2 levels above him again. This is a really bad dive. This is just like a bad dive. I don't know what happened here. Like, and then I could have maybe gotten that, but then Kassadin comes and just, that was a mistake. I didn't ask for that dive. Like, I was trying to get the turret, and then Nunu ults and does a hell of, I didn't expect Nunu to do that much damage. Like, honestly, that was just a mistake. I don't have any summoners up. I mean, that was a mistake on my part, on Nunu's part. I think their team played it really well. So yeah, that's basically what happened. I died. I go back. Let's see what I buy. I think I bought boots and yeah, Bilgewater Cutlass. So the reason I get that is for the additional AD and then the slow from the active. So again, I can just keep chasing this Gangplank down. So we're gonna go back to lane. We threw our lead somewhat. He caught up in levels, but this still isn't a problem for us. So we're just doing this. We're trying to get this tower because basically at this point in the game, I'm actually pretty nervous about our team because the score is 6-7, and if you look, our turret's pretty close to them getting first turret blood. So I'm trying to rush that. Basically, our Ahri's doing pretty well. Our Nami is 0-3 11 minutes in, and it's just like not looking great. Jax, who's a late game champion, already has 2 kills, which is, it's huge for him. Kassadin, same story. Xayah, same story. And then Gangplank is just, I'm busy ruining him. But basically, we're here. I do manage to get first turret blood. So we have. So I guess Nami just died again, or other way around. Nami killed. Whatever. So I don't know why I keep jumping down. It's just maybe it's the Mac client. So I get first turret blood. If you see, we have a 900 goal lead, but I think that almost that entire goal lead is probably on me and Ahri. So like Nami has like 100 gold lead. Lucian is behind by 600. Ahri's ahead by 700. I'm above Gangplank by 1500, and Nunu is pretty much even with Jax. So it's me and Ahri has the entire gold lead, and then I get the first turret, which is huge, and that's where all the excess gold comes from. So we're gonna pause that again because I don't care about the rest of the team right now. Just keeps going back. So again, Gangplank, I think he might have had one hiding in the bush. I don't know. I basically chase him at a turret because I can. So watching that again, I'm not 100% sure that was worth, because I have full fury, so I can do this, and I have ult, but I have to use both summoners to do it. That's where I ulted. You can hear me ult. And then okay, so I ignited him. And then I was really nervous about my ult not lasting long enough, so I actually flashed out because I have a really big problem with not escaping the turret in time. So I like catch that last shot. So again, I don't know if it was worth because Gangplank was already 0-2, but the reason I did it is because if I didn't do it, then my lead would not have accelerated as fast. And basically, with me doing it, I almost ensured the game's a 5v4. Like, Gangplank is beyond irrelevant. I just want to take him off the map as much as possible, just stomp his lane, because in this elo, they're not coordinated enough to, like, respond to me properly. And in order to do that, like, I'm so huge at this point that they'd have to send, like, 2 people for me. They have to send Jax and, like, Kassadin, or, like, Jax and the support or something like that. So, I want them to tilt. I want Gangplank to be tilted, basically. I want the team to be blaming him, kind of like the psychological warfare. And I want to put a huge amount of damage on this turret, as much as I can, get as much gold as I can uncontested, and then steal the enemy camps. So I'm just healing up here, using my Q and the lifesteal. So basically I'm just here. So I'm waiting for Gangplank to come back, because I think he's the only player that can come back. I get this turret to half health, which is huge. I just spin out. I actually stay here and do this, which is kind of silly. It's only worth like 30 gold. I check to see if the enemy red buff is up my ward, and I look for Jax, I think. Oh yeah, and then I managed to get out actually, which is cool. So I just back, and then I get Static Shiv. I get 2 daggers. I've been on the fence about the rushing first item Static Shiv, but it worked pretty well this game. I go back, clear the wave. Gangplank is doing something. Whatever. I don't care about him. He can't fight me. I steal the red buff, this is some pro level shit here, honestly. So I know they're there. I know they have a ward. I take the red buff into the bush. I actually take out his barrel, which is cool. And then I manage to spin it, and nobody's in range to smite it. I think I managed to get... so I just escape. Which is a common route. Whenever there's skirmishes in that area, I usually just spin over the wall, because it's such a great escape. And the only way that someone can flash is if they have terrain scaling, or if they flash for it. So I get out here, I put a ward there. Just to keep vision on them. So again, I have to redirect the camera, because I have to do that like every 10 seconds. Because I guess I'm being punished for using a Mac. And then so I put a ward there, just to know where they are, see if they're coming for me, because I was really scared of Kassadin and his ability to just flash everywhere, basically. I have tons of lifesteal, then they come for me, and I'm like, I use the bush to kind of deny vision, and then I just like spin away, basically. Oh, this is where I get the double kill. So I just got a huge crit on him, and then I also killed Jax. So they gave me a double kill by diving me, which is pro as fuck. I also get red buff. This is where my team is like, they're getting really high spirits, because they're like, oh shit, this Tryndamere is like pretty good. He's pretty like huge. I'm just gonna hunt this Gangplank down. It's his mistake for being that close. I have a Shiv on him, which is 5% movement speed. I have boots, and he has no movement speed. So I think I just hunt him down at this point. I just don't care. So again, I used Flash. I don't know if it was worth it, because he's 1-4. So I guess I got the 300 gold. But again, I'm just taking him off the map as much as I can. Like, this lane is just mine, and no one's going to contest it. I'm now 3 levels above him. I just shove. I take any camps I can. But at first, I want this turret. And I just take the turret no matter what. Like, and this is the point where I think Nami got really fed up with Lucian, even though she's 1-4. She's blaming on Lucian, so I guess she came top to support other parts of the map. So I just take their camps to deny Jax gold and experience. And then I think I check if red buff's up. You always want to rotate and push as many waves as you can. And that's kind of what separates kind of high elo players from low elo players is them rotating to also push other waves, because side lanes being pushed is one of your biggest advantages in the game. So here, I actually got Boots of Lucidity because I thought I was so far ahead I could afford the luxury that they are. They don't offer any defensive stats. They don't offer any bonus movement speed like Boots of Swiftness do. I just thought this was a pure like luxury item, and I like literally never build these. But I thought I was so far ahead in this game that I could experiment. I also got Bork, which is a go-to item because the attack damage is super good now. The lifesteal is just crazy good. The active, the slow is great. It's just a fantastic item for Tryndamere, and the attack speed is also good. I think I'm waiting around for something. Yeah, waiting for a BF sword, which is huge. So I'm starting to build Infinity Edge because I'm just so far ahead. I think we try to take a Riptail here, and then someone wards here, which is again like Gangplank. He keeps making mistakes, so he put a ward there, and he should know that I can see the ward. And additionally, he is also being seen. So, we basically just take Rift Herald. He's like putting barrels over there. Like I don't even know what he's trying to do. I just hunt him down. I put a ward in that bush, I think. Yeah, and then he like missed 2 auto attack somehow. A double kill there. That's a bad idea because Zaya's there. She's pretty huge. She's 4-1. She kind of knows how to play the champion. I get a double kill, so I'm now 8-1. So I think I push this wave, and then I think I get this turret. I think. Oh, we already got it. I take his Krugs again because they're a ton of money, and then I see Nunu is just like soloing Rift Herald, and I was like, I guess so. So we take it. Gangplank tries to steal it. He uses his ult in the process. This is like a bad engage, I think. I forget what happens here. Go to top lane. What did I buy now? I bought a pickaxe, so another item for the Infinity Edge. And again, like, I'm huge. I'm literally 8-1. You can see the gold lead. I mean, we have a 7,000 gold lead, which is just phenomenally huge. Like, in pro games, this means if you have a 7,000 gold lead in 20 minutes, you're just, it's GG. Like, the only reason that the opponent doesn't forfeit is because they're not allowed to. But even so, I was kind of worried we could lose because the score is 16-15, and basically all the gold lead is on my kills, my CS, Ari's kills, and Ari CS. Because I mean, as you can see, like it's I have like 60 more CS than Gangplank. I have 6 kills on him. Ari has 2 kills on Kassadin, and she also has 80 CS. So the lead is just huge, and it's I have a 3,500 gold lead, or 3,600 on Gangplank. Nino has a 600 gold lead. That's basically just because we've gotten objectives and we've given the team global gold, but Nunu has done nothing to earn that gold lead. Ari has a 2,500 gold lead, which she's done work for that, but also again the global objectives. Lucian is at a deficit of 700, and then Nami is somehow up 1,000. I have no idea how she's up 1,000, but I guess global objectives. So again, like that's the second dragon their team has gotten, but we have a Nunu. So I don't know what he's doing. I mean, he's building fine, I guess, but so at this point, as you can see, there's a Gangplank here, there's a Rockin here, and then there's Jax here. They're all pretty much in close proximity to me, and this is basically when they start to get the attitude of we all need to gang up on Tryndamere because he's going to snowball and carry the game, which is a fair assumption of theirs. So at this point, I steal this red buff again. I stole it with my spin. And then they just don't chase me because I'm a fucking boss. So I'm just clearing waves. I'm still huge. I'm 3 levels above Gangplank, 3 levels above everyone except Rakan, and I'm what is it? I'm 5 levels above him. So this is where they're just ganging up on me, and I can't escape this because Kassadin slowed me, and at this point, I still have my Boots of Lucidity, which is kind of a blunder. That's one of those kind of mistakes. Just I was being too cocky. Um, so I guess either it wasn't really worded that well, or I wasn't paying close enough attention. And the problem was the collapse by Kassadin and Zaya. So I don't get hit by Zaya, and I spin out of Rakan's whatever Majiggy, but Kassadin slows me. And I have ult, and I have flash, and then right here is when I was gonna ult and try to wait out the cooldown for my E, and then like spin flash to get escape, and then Gangplank's Thunderlord like burst me more than I expected. And then there's Nami, and then Rakan like flashes the Nami way for some reason. And then Lucian loses this 1v1. And this is what I mean. This is when I was really feeling the pressure because our biggest player on the map, me, just got like basically 4v1, and then the rest of my team is just kind of a bunch of idiots except for Ari. I mean, Lucian is about to lose the 1v1, which is like kind of silly. I mean, he's like one of the most mobile ADCs, and he has both summoners up. Like, what the fuck? And he shouldn't have been there in the first place. So he blows both summoners to still die, and they're kind of chasing here, just kind of like fucking around, getting collapsed on. I don't know why they're still like pursuing that. It's a 3v4. This is where I think my team almost get aced. I don't know why they're re-engaging again. Like, for what? To this point, Nami's now 1-6. So we have a 1-9 bot lane, and our jungler's 1-4. So they're actually ahead in kills, and we're still ahead in 6,000 gold. But again, it's all on me and Ari. So if you take us out of the equation, and somehow Nami's still up 1,200 gold, I don't know how. But if you take Nami and I out of the equation, then the team is kind of hopeless. So I spawn, and I got Infinity Edge, and I know I sell my Lucidity boots for Ninja Tabi at some point, but I don't remember when. It should be sometime soon. At this point, yeah, Jax kills Nunu, and it's just like, what the fuck are y'all doing? And then they get Baron, and there's nothing I can do. I know they're a Baron, but I can't contest, and I'm just pushing side waves, or pushing waves. And I know that in all likelihood, yeah, and Jax gets executed. I know that they're going to be low health because it's just Baron, which may or may not be correct, but that's just the assumption I made. And I had been sitting on the Rift Herald buff for a while, and I knew it was going to run out soon. And we already have 5 turrets, and we've taken the 2 in top lane and the 2 in bot lane, and there's only the one second tier turret mid lane, so I thought it might be a good idea to try and get that one down. And I get it, and then I kind of like I let them deal with it mid lane, and I keep farming the jungle. And I take their blue buff because you need to deny the enemy resources. I would have liked to give it to Ari, but you know, whatever. And then, so I spin in. I think this is where I die. I think this is a mistake. I use my spin, and I still have no magic resist. I have no armor. I have no tenacity. So, I basically had CC'd and died. Tryndamere story. So, the Zaya has hard CC, the Rakan has hard CC, and Jax has hard CC. They all have kind of a lot of CC. So, I think I get charmed by Rakan, and I just pop my ult there, but I still have both summoners, and I just leave. I just leave because, well, no, actually, I kind of cut it backwards and I went back in on Kassadin, and then I use my ignite on him, and then I heal up on this rift, the Raptor, and then I see that Ari's like making moves up here, even though she just died. So that was a huge mistake of mine. I like flashed in to try to get the Zaya. I don't know what Ari's doing. Like, that's so weird. Like, she's like walking towards 3 of them. It's just so weird. And then Zaya is just like, no, I'm gonna kill you. And this is especially when the pressure's high because they're leading kills. They have more dragons than we do. They have scaling champions. Their Zaya 7-1. And this 200 is just really stressful. because if I don't do well, then I don't know why I flashed. I think I was like trying to get in like range of Zaya to use my W to slow her down. I think I don't have Borg active still, but I was trying to slow her down for the team. I thought Nunu maybe could slow her, and then she just kites me, and then for some reason my spin didn't go that far, and then she gets like a crit off, and she hits me with Static Shiv, and I'm like, oh fuck. So I healed with my Q, and then I'm trying to attack these minions for lifesteal, and then I died mid attack, mid auto attack animation, which is just like feels bad, man. Um, so we're doing things like my team is just being my team. Wait until I spawn back up, I guess. And then at this point, I got my Ninja Tabi, and then I buy another Zeal. And the reason for this is because I plan on buying Phantom Dancer because I really wanted the extra movement speed. I understand the other passives on Phantom Dancer are great, the 12% damage reduction, that's great, but I really needed. I just wanted the extra movement speed to be able to kite Zaya, and just basically take her down because she was the threat for the entire team. So the Zeal itself is an extra 5% movement speed, which is huge. It puts Tryndamere up to 426 movement speed, and then the other passive of Phantom Dancer is that you get like 7% bonus movement speed within sight of an enemy. However that works. So at this point, I'm just taking jungle camps because I've decided that our Nunu is pretty much worthless, and that I need the gold. I can do more with the gold than he can. So I saw Gangplank is making like a positional error, and I was looking for him, but I didn't realize that he had Baron buff, and he backed very quickly. So at this point, I'm just shoving top lane. And again, like, our players are kind of misplaying, and Zaya's getting huge. So I'm pushing this wave, and at this point, I'm contemplating like just diving Gangplank because I have Ignite and I have the double Zeal and I have Bork active. But I decide that using all those resources on Gangplank probably isn't a great idea at this point, and they're all coming for me. So I try to escape at this point. Rakan flashes for me, and I think this. I try to go in. I think I just die here again. It's kind of me being caught in a position. I try to kind of pursue. I think if I had gotten like one more hit off on he just flashed my hit. Whatever. If I had gotten like one more hit off on dude, this is the most tragic thing. We have a Nunu, and Jack steals a dragon. Like how? Like, and then he flashes over the wall, and then he flashes over the wall. It's like, what the? Oh, I mean, Lucian got him, but like, how do you lose a dragon as Nunu? Like, what the fuck? So again, just waiting for me to respawn. Yeah. At this point, the game almost feels hopeless because our 7,000 gold lead has dwindled to like 2,500. They have 3 dragons now. They're leading in kills. Yeah. So I'm out of here. I bought another dagger to try to build Phantom Dancer. This is the game-winning team fight right here. So I killed Rakan. I'm ulting right now. I spin into. I got a triple kill, and we just ace the team. Basically that again. That is the damage of Tryndamere's spin. Again, I'm also huge. I mean, I had 3.5 completed items. I had like 250 AD, etc. I built a Ninja Tabi because I felt like most of the people I was going to come in contact with were auto attack reliant. Gangplank, kind of, he can auto attack you. Jax, of course, and then Zaya. So I wanted to block that damage. I thought Zaya was like the biggest threat, and then we just end here. I noticed that the person that's going to spawn the soonest is Rakan in 9 seconds, and this is that pesky turret aggro. Like, I felt like it would take too much time to walk away and exit turret aggro than to like, you know. So we all just focus the tower, and the Rakan spawns. I just ignore him. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna slowly move away from them. I'm just gonna get move away. I don't care, and then that's how we win. Um, yeah. So gonna exit this. Okay, continue. Whatever. So yeah, then we're back to the player breakdown. So that's kind of the story of how Nami, Lucian, and Nunu kind of did not much at all. Ari did a bunch of damage, kind of some macro blade blenders. Zaya carried hard as fuck, and the other players didn't really do much. Again, just a typical silver game. You can very reliably do the level 1 ignite all in for first blood. Almost against anyone except a range champion. Like, you probably cannot do that on Quinn. Nar probably not. Um, Probably not Pantheon because he has that fucking broken ass block. He probably wouldn't take the block level 1, but probably not Pantheon, because he will never let you get crit. So I mean, you can do that the level 1 all in reliably up to like gold pretty much, and sometimes even higher. Just keep the pressure on. Um, just push waves and just run the map at Tryndamere, and that's basically how you can get a 60% win rate on Tryndamere. Like my other account, which I'll show now. It's not like a secret or anything, but yeah, this is my other account that I made, and I got distracted along the way, but I made this for the purpose of like being a Tryndamere main. So I have 140 games this season on the account, with a 56% win rate on Tryndamere alone, and then last year I had I was just experimenting, but yeah, you can just do it reliably. Just do those strategies, and you can climb pretty fast.